Hey guys, I'm back with another review, and today I've got something really cool. It is the Diamond Select Back to the Future DeLorean time machine. As you can see here it is. This was made a couple of years back. I picked this up for well, actually it was a gift, for Christmas 2 years ago now, I think. So they are available again on Forbidden Planet's website. I think you can pre-order them. All three versions as well, I believe, the 1, 2 and 3. But before I move on to that, here is the package. It has a nice open window, and inside you can see they've got a really cool image of the clock tower getting struck by lightning as the DeLorean drives by with that rod thing that transmits the electricity into the car, which is really cool. And on the bottom here we have some scorch marks showing that it's just time travelled, and some grass. You can just about make it out there on the bottom. That's really nice. And here we've got your typical Diamond Select sticker, which details all the sounds, the logo, and here we have this really nice logo here. Just as it hits 88 miles per hour, it shows lightning there, and then there's the car. Back to the Future Part 2, even though it's from the first film, so I don't know why it's licensed as 2. All of them are like that. It's kind of odd. It is for ages 8 and up, and 3, but AA batteries are included. Yes, they are AA. Here we have a bit of a description here, which you can read if you want, and here is the car actually lit up. And on the back we have a picture of the car, the back, the inside. Here we have the interior, and here we have another little bio, so have a quick read of that if you want to. And on the bottom here you just got your typical copyright crap. And this was before they did partnerships with Art Asylum, because for the Star Trek ships I'm sure it's Art Asylum that actually sculpts and makes them, and I think it's good. Not to knock Diamond Select, but I can see there are some faults in this car that probably wouldn't have been there if Art Asylum were there at the time. Once again, not to knock them, it's a really nice car. What I don't like is that this window is, as you can see, it can actually crack from this side here, and you might be able to get your fingers in there and people might tamper with the product, which actually did happen to one of my bobbleheads, the Star Trek ones that I reviewed yesterday. I think it was the Kirk one. I never mentioned it though, as I forgot. And here you've got a press here for movie sound effects and lights. Getting the box out of the shop, here we have said time machine, as they didn't get the licensing from DMC Motors to put their logo on the front, which is a shame. But if I start off with detail here, you can see they've got a very nice grill kind of section done in here, which looks nice. The headlights are really well done. They've actually got a texture which is sculpted in, which you can feel. Here we have your, I don't even know what to call it, the section that lights up when it time travels, I suppose. And the bottom bumper thing here is bent in the middle like it should be. On this side we've got your wires that run all the way along the car. And I actually did go over these with a Sharpie, and because the paint wasn't that good on them, so that's one thing I had to kind of do myself. And something I wish they had is, in the film they had wires running along all this, yellow, red, green, stuff like that. It'd been cool if they painted them on, but I presume they'll just paint them on if you were to get the the Hot Wheels model, which is coming out, which looks very nice. Here we have some more nice detail along the bottom, as you can see here, textured as well. A door, which does open, but I'll get onto that later. A handle, which you can actually use, kind of. A keyhole, which is just printed on, not sculpted, but still looks really nice. And a side mirror, which actually kind of works as a mirror. Not from this angle, but it's nice that they included that nice kind of silver paper to replicate an actual side mirror. Here we have your same light things going along the back here. And the alloys, I did go over them again with a black Sharpie just to make them stand out a bit more. So that's that. And it should have Goodyear written along the tyres. I'm sure it's Goodyear anyway. If I'm wrong, just correct me on that in the comment section down below. On the back here, You've got your California out of time license plate, which looks really nice, and it actually has written there the California, no, the Golden State, that's it. And we have your nice kind of back headlights here, and the sections that would light up red when you would time travel. On the bottom, actually no, I'll just wait, I'll show you the back section first. Just occurred to me, I never showed you all of it. Along the bottom of the back here, you've got your exhausts with some silver cables, probably, which connect these two light up sections here. And you see this section is kind of broke, but I can fix that with a bit of glue, easy peasy. So I will get to it. And you can just about make out that this is tilted, which does kind of irritate me, but it's not too bad. It's kind of dusty here actually. What I don't like, well actually I can't really criticise it, they never got the licensing, but on the actual model it did have DeLorean written across here. I would have thought by now somebody would have started selling custom labels that you can just put on, you know, to fix all your problems solved, but yeah. Along the top of the car here, we've got your section which you would turn, although you have to wear a radiation suit, so I'm not actually going to turn it. I don't want to get radiation poisoning, because I have to put plutonium in there. But you would turn it, lift it up, put your plutonium tube in, twist it, wait for the plutonium to drop in, shut the lid, and boom, you can take off your radiation suit. But once again, safety reasons, I'm not going to do that. And along the back here, we've got some pretty nice detail of, ooh, the doors open, wiring and what have you, which I had to go over with a Sharpie again, because the paint was kind of just didn't really look that good actually. You know, the car can stand on its side. It could have been a lot more detailed along this part, I have to admit. There's a lot of grey sections, and it could have been fixed with a bit of colourful wires, like what was actually meant to be along this section, but what are you going to do? And another thing to note, all these black sections along these light up places, I actually did go over with a Sharpie as well. It wasn't that it wasn't painted well, I just wanted it to stand out a bit more, and it looks a lot nicer, I think. You've got some more nice detail here. You've got your button. Well, I'm not going to press it because I don't know whether it's on or not. And if I just quickly show you the bottom of the car, you've got some pretty basic engine detail and what have you, and there's actually a date here, I think, of when this was made. 2009. I knew it was a few years back when they made this car. So you can just about make that out there. And you have these little grooves there, which are used for the flight stand, in case you had the second version, so you could actually display it flying. And there actually is a groove here for where that slider thing would be to turn the wheels. But I have the first car. Anywho, you have a hood, which I did have to go over with a silver permanent marker because the paint on it was terrible. I had to do the same thing here. But I've just used my imagination, and I know that the, Emmett Brown, the doc, he had to kind of make the car cheaply and what have you, so in my opinion and imagination, he just reused the bonnet or hood, which does open. Although in the film this was the trunk section, but they've used it to very cleverly disguise the battery compartment, which you would unscrew here with 3 AA's. I'm sure it was, I've forgotten again. Yep, 3 AA's, just had a quick look at the package. And you have windscreen wipers, which are very nice, one of which moves. I don't think it's meant to, but it must have come undone or whatever, but I don't mind. The doors do open. There you go. And they do stay open relatively well. And these, I've heard people complain that these have been falling out. Mine did fall out on the other side, but it wasn't the car's fault. I was just checking it to see if it was loose, so I did this. And this section, well, it is a little bit loose. If I was to pry it, it would fall off. But the other section was perfectly fine until I accidentally took it off. And on the inside of the car, you have a steering wheel, which looks very, very nice, with your little thing here for indicating and what have you. And there's another one on the other side of the car, well, wheel I should say, Here you have your dashboard, which is a lot more visible when the lights are turned on. You have your brake, acceleration and clutch, which looks really cool. Here you have the gear stick and the pad where you would type in your coordinates, and there are the time circuits, which aren't the accurate colours to the film, but it doesn't matter, it lights up as well and looks really cool, so I can really overlook that, it's not that much of a deal. Here we have the chairs, and you can see there's a bit of wiring along the top here, which is actual wiring for the car, so I'm just using my imagination. It's wiring for the car to work, like as in like the film. You've got there's the flux capacitor, you can just about make that out, and the black seat belts here. This can fit your 3 3/4 inch figures, just in case you were wondering. And you have a handle here, which I presume would be used to adjust the seat, so that's pretty cool. On the opposite or adjacent side, you have the same base detail on the door, as you see there, and you can see the section where the window opens. That's pretty cool. You have some detailing on the dashboard, which looks very, very nice, as you can see there. If it focuses in. Oh, there you go. That's really nice. I'm not sure, but I presume the Back to the Future 3 version had that warning needle. I forget what it was for though, when they were getting pushed by the train. So yeah, just comment down below if you remember. Same basic detail with the chair. You've got the steering wheel, flux capacitor there in the back, and this is what you would use to engage the time circuits. So what I'll do is I'll show you the lights and sounds of the car. Turning it into Try Me first. This is what you can do when it's in the package. So this is the angle you'd be looking at it from, and yeah, this is what you'd do. And it is a basic Try Me mode, so whether the front headlights light up or not, I don't know actually. No, they don't. The back doesn't either, and neither does the inside, probably just so they can save batteries, because kids see this, they'll be never-endingly pushing and pushing and pushing. Oh, I was going to say, did I break it? Anyway, turning the car into play, you get these sound effects, which are, I think that was the first time travel one, the Try Me one, just so you know. I'm pretty sure it was anyway. You press it once and you get the headlights really are amazingly bright, and you can see the flux capacitor blinking, and they've actually got 3 little LEDs to kind of highlight it, which looks really, really nice. Even the way the LEDs shut off on the front, it looks like they've actually dimmed out, like what cars do, which is nice. And the next one is, I think that was a car trouble, by the way, that sound effect. Or what? No, that was no power, that's it. And you ran out of plutonium. And the next one is for the door opening. Flux capacitor, no. The front lights are lighting up, and no. I'll try that again. And now this is time circuits engaged, if I can remember correctly. So if I'll just zoom in. In fact, it'd be better to show you from this angle, you can get a better view of them. Focusing on that, there you go. There's the dashboard, and you can make out, just about manage to make out that they've got, oh, it's gone now. You can just about manage to make out that they actually had the dates on there for the first film. So, you know, 1958, or was it 1955? I'm sure it was 1955. Once again, comment down below, it's been ages since I've seen the film. And the dashboard also lights up with the speedo. But before I show you that, sorry for the bad language there, that wasn't meant to happen. And I believe I was showing you these are such a pain now. Every time I've tried to show you them, they've gone off. There you go. They look very nice, as you can see there. And there's the dashboard lighting up. what a disaster that was. Nearly broke the camera. You see, that's really cool, that is. I think that was to a screeching halt, the one that I just played, and this one was just revving up. I'm not entirely sure. Let's see what the next one is. It's very difficult, this is trying to show everything. It's easier with the Star Trek ones because it's just a few lights, but this, they're inside, outside, they're everywhere. The hood's also a bit, just pops out a bit in the middle, which is kind of irritating, but I can live with that. And the next one is, oh. I think that's car trouble, this one is actually. And then the next sound is, oh, no power. It just really is such a nice model with the lights. And if you're after accuracy and die cast and precision detail, you might want to get the Hot Wheels Elite one that's coming out soon. According to the Forbidden Planet website anyway, it's like £170 or something like that from what I remember. But as far as the DeLorean goes, it has to light up in my opinion, and fair enough with the Ecto one I have, or Ecto 1A and my Hot Wheels Batmobile, they don't light up. But this car, of all cars, just has to light up in my opinion. I'd consider getting the Hot Wheels one though, because I am a big fan of the detail. And another thing this has is rubber tyres, I forgot to mention. I love cars with rubber tyres, and this car rolls beautifully, literally. Give it one solid push, it will go on for a few meters at least, so that's really, really cool. And my favourite sound effect is the full time travel one. So you get this, you have to press and hold the button. The headlights are on, flux capacitor. Now we have returning from time travel as well, so it's really cool. This is 1/15th scale by the way, so it is technically out of scale with my Elite Ecto 1A, but they still look nice on a shelf next to each other, you know, the 80s cars, although Ghostbusters 2 was made in the 90s I think. Regardless, it is a beautiful, beautiful car, minus the problems I had with quality control. I know quite a few of them actually had this, and because of the quality control not being the best, I would have to give this a rating of 7 out of 10. I mean, I still think it's fair. The sound effects are really good, the light effects are really well done, the detail for the most part is excellent, like the alloys are really nicely done and what have you. The lights are very bright, that's one thing I like, and as a whole it's just awesome, but the quality control does let it down quite a bit in my opinion. And I believe this was £35 at the time, so if you want to find it now it might be at 50, 60 maybe, I don't know. But anyway, I hope you enjoy my review. This is a really, really nice piece, and yeah, take care guys.